had this experience recently where I went to a group that I go to for healing. And it's one of my favorite spaces. It's one of the spaces I feel is like the most homey and cozy and just safe. And yeah, I had this experience the last time I went a couple nights ago where it felt like I just took on an immensity of darkness. And in a lot of ways, it felt like this isn't even my darkness, and it felt super unfair. And frustrating. Yeah, been really frustrated because going into that container, I was feeling super expansive and my soul was so alive for sharing again, and then just to like encounter so much density and thickness and just dark energies like just on me, since that container. It's just yeah, it's been really difficult because right before that happened, there was this masculine part of me really coming alive. I felt like I was really starting to connect to this part of me that loves to show up, loves to create, loves to build the business just because it's fun to do. It's satisfying for the masculine to do those kinds of things. And I was just getting really, really excited about the Patreon and pouring energy back into that. And I've had a couple new people sign up recently. And then it's just like out of nowhere, I'm all of a sudden just like in this sticky darkness, like, it's like gunky. And it's just like, it's just one, and it's like, I've been through this so many times. And I kind of know how this goes, and it's fine. It's just exhausting, and it's just depressing for parts of me. And I've been like, I don't know how to work with it or work through it, in the sense of like, how am I having this experience, but I also honoring the part of me that wants to keep showing up, and that was super excited to be reconnected to my passion, to my purpose, right? And I was even talking to the Father. Sometimes when, as men, we got to talk to the Father, the Divine Father. And I was just, and there's like some heartbreak here too. It's just heartbreaking, and it's fine, I'll transmute this darkness. I'll integrate it. And it's not even like a haunting darkness. I mean, I've made all kinds of videos on all kinds of darkness, and it's fine. I'll burn it up. It'll be fine. But yeah, there's just like, on a human level, so much of this path, it just becomes honoring the human. That's like the healthiest way to move, I've found, in this reality, is like, just be a human, And it's just been heartbreaking for the human that loves work. My work is so fulfilling for me. It's so enjoyable. I love when this conduit is just clear and empty, and I can just channel things for people. And yesterday I tried to channel an answer to a Patreon question. I think it was still a really good video, but it was a lot more difficult. It was a lot harder because of just what I feel like took on or something from that container I went to that was, was supposed to be for my healing. And sometimes that's how it works, is we're in a container and, something that's meant for us finds us. And I talked to the Father and I said, I was having these thoughts, if only, like, you know, these typical thoughts, if only I didn't go to that container, I'd be feeling great right now. I'd be still feeling I'd be feeling in this flow state that I was in with so much exuberance and enthusiasm. But I had to just go to that container. If only I had known better. And the Father told me what I felt like the Father was speaking to me was, getting chills right now. Like, Matthew, if you didn't encounter this darkness at that container, so many chills. You would have encountered it at the next container you went into, or maybe you'd been talking to this person, or this thing would have happened. The Father was like, this darkness, you were destined to meet this darkness. Like, you were not gonna sidestep it. You were not gonna avoid it. So many chills. So sometimes as a light worker, as powerful star seeds, powerful awakened beings, that when we get really clear and empty, my sense is we might have soul contracts with other souls. Like, hey, in this lifetime, I'm going to help you out with something, that's really difficult for you. And I've done that, early in my experience. And I don't want to compare myself to anyone, but this is really common with, sometimes leaders of spiritual communities will take on some of their students' karma and transmute it. Different gurus have talked about that. But, I remember one time in particular where I was connected with someone in a session, and they were going through a darkness that was incredible. It was incredible. And I don't want to go into details. It could be quite triggering for a lot of you, but I don't think it's necessary either. But I took that thing on, and I was with it for months. And I could feel like that was just my karma. And it was actually of course, in the time when I took it on, it felt like such a burden and so annoying, and it was keeping me from living my life and all of that. But, once that experience integrated and looking back, I was like, that was an incredible teacher. That was a very fierce initiation into no longer fearing almost anything in the spiritual dark dimensions and realms. Like, going through that, facing that darkness. And I remember this client texted me the next day, like, hey, how are you doing? And I could psychically feel in the energy, like, he had known what kind of also happened, because I could feel his energy was much clearer. Like, he was good. And I didn't want to burden him with anything. I just didn't respond. So I just let it be. I just let it be. But I could tell psychically, like, he was feeling so much cleaner, and he was like wanting to check in on me, like, hey, are you okay? I think I just gave you something, a little gift. And it was a gift. Didn't feel like it at the time, right? It felt like, I don't know, whatever, a nightmare. But that experience led to God knows how many videos and teachings. And now when I now that I've integrated something that dark, my field is, there's just like a lot more like understanding of darkness, my field just has understanding of and my field, the way it works is like, I don't carry anything. I don't have concepts. I'm not remembering anything. It's just when it's needed, it will come through in the present moment. So because I've had experiences like that, I can bring things through in the present moment that can be super helpful for people going through a similar experience, because I actually get it, because I experienced it in my own being, And so sometimes as alchemists, or if we have these shamanic templates and timelines, we're just going to encounter darkness seemingly for no reason at random times. And it can be super frustrating for the human. And we want to honor that part of ourselves. In the past, I think I would try to just kind of non-dual it away, like, oh, that's just an identity. It just needs to surrender. This darkness is just here to help it dissolve. And sure, why not? I'm not saying that those things can't be helpful on some level, but what I've started doing more is I just love honoring the human now. I love being human. That's interesting. It's interesting where this awakening experience takes you. It takes you into being a human even more fully than you ever have been. And just fucking, really letting yourself enjoy that or hate that or whatever. It's like this experience takes you more fully into your humanity eventually. It's like almost like the Kundalini rises up, shoots out the crown. You get connected to your higher self, or you could say higher realms of consciousness, the divine, etc. And so for a while you're kind of up here. It can be whatever kind of experience, ungrounding. But then eventually through healing, and it's like you come back down, and your spiritual nature comes back down into the body, and you start to inhabit this body even more fully than you ever have. And it's just like it works, your energy starts working its way down into the lower chakras, and spiritual masters have even pointed to, at a certain point, you start living from like your pelvis and your belly. And it's like, I'm not there yet. I'm like working my way down into that place though, right? That's where this is all leading. And when you're in the belly, when you're in the pelvis, when you're in the root chakra, the sit bones, the legs, there's a quality of sturdiness to your presence that starts to take hold. So you can have all kinds of emotional reactions and feelings to different things happening, but you're so rooted, you don't tip over anymore. You know what I mean? There's like a quality of, you're just steady. That's how it starts to feel. Less reactive. Like I said, the emotional body can be in a reactive state, and the psychology, whatever. But you as the being are it just kind of has this sense of, you just start staying right here more. It's like a strength. There's this incredible strength that starts to wake up. So yeah, I felt like to honor my masculine who wants to show up, but while not bypassing what's real, I just wanted to share this experience. It's an experience I've had many times. And so, yeah, it could be like, we can have all kinds of explanations for this. It could be an initiation experience. Maybe this darkness comes into your life because you need to learn something about it, because in the future, you're going to need to be able to help others with something similar. Chills. That's a lot of why things happen. Sometimes as a teacher or a guide or a way shower. So you need to have an understanding of a particular kind of energetic signature on a deep level, not just conceptually. You need to know it in your energy field. Yeah, a lot of chills in this video. So sometimes as alchemists, this is also kind of what we signed up for. It's like we transmute darker energies into light. This is our ingredients for the sort of art that we like to engage in. And this is the way to do it, I've found, is how I'm doing it. It's just kind of like, as you own it and speak it, you're bringing light to it. You're transmuting it. This is one of the ways to do it. This is one of the ways for me as an alchemist that I love to transmute darker energies. I just get in front of a camera and I just share honestly and openly about what I'm experiencing the best I can. It's not easy. Sometimes you have to integrate that darkness for a while before you can even talk about it in a way that makes sense. And if you have to talk about it and it doesn't make sense, that's fine too. You're finding your way. The whole point of this is you're just finding your way. You're abiding in your integrity and your truth. You don't need to put any type of expectations on yourself. Just do your best, you know, and the light will do the rest. So yeah, it's been a very frustrating experience for like the human part that's like really excited to grow the Patreon and to grow that community and to show up here a lot on YouTube and just following that thread wherever that leads. It seems like when I am in that kind of energy, I get all these ideas, and it's just super inspiring, and it's just a fun human experience, you know? And so when God comes in and it's like, here's this darkness for you, that, like the Divine Father told me, I wasn't going to avoid it no matter what. Yeah, it's like, let's hold that human, let's validate it, let's let it be there, let's let it be mad with it, you know, who cares? It's like, be one with that energy. Hold space, you know, for that part of yourself. So yeah, when these things happen, we can chalk it up to whatever we want. You might have your own discussions with your higher self and your guides. Or if you have any divine beings that you're connected to. Or the answers just might intuitively come to you through your heart space and your energy field about why you're experiencing something. Darkness always leads to a really deep inquiry, I've noticed. Like there's a lot of like why happening when there's darkness, especially unexplained darkness that just sort of happens, right? So yeah, it could be, you know, as powerful light workers, like I was saying, we could have soul contracts with other beings for this lifetime because we knew we'd have the space and the power and the light. There's so many chills there. This is a collective effort right now. This isn't just about you and what your ego wants in this life, but also that's totally valid. And let's not suppress that, bypass that, or in an unhealthy way, deny that part of ourselves, right? Let's let those wants and desires be validated, and let them be there. And why not pursue them if that feels true? But at the same time, we have the bigger picture perspective that this lifetime, in essence, at its root, is really about evolving humanity. And we came here to do whatever we could to evolve humanity out of darkness and into the light. Chills. And so that might require you to do things that your ego doesn't want to do at times. And that's part of the path. But those actual frustrating times will be some of your greatest lessons and help you on your path to what you want to sort of achieve as far as your purpose and mission goes in this lifetime. So don't get too discouraged for it. It's actually happening to help assist you on your path. It may not feel like it at first, but the longer you're with something, the longer you go through something, you always realize on the other side, oh, that's what that unexplainable thing I experienced that was super frustrating and difficult and annoying and made me really angry. Felt like it was such an interruption and disruption to what I wanted. That whole situation actually is bearing fruits now. You will have that insight at some point. It's actually, I've had that so many times with clients where something really powerful is coming through for them, and I'm realizing, oh yeah, that experience that I hated in the moment, absolutely hated, it is really serving right now. And, you know, we are light workers. We're coming here to dissolve darkness, you know, to transmute darkness into light. Sometimes we just sign up to take on lower vibrational energies because we know how to harmonize those energies into love, into peace, right? It's just what we know how to do. And it's an incredible gift. And it's an honor to be here doing this work at the root, because it's such a gift to have the perception we do, the openness we do, the spiritual power we do, the gifts, the psychic openings, the intuitive knowings, all of this. So ultimately, though, we have to realize we're here as volunteers. We're here to serve the one. Not necessarily here to serve our ego, but we hold our ego with compassionate love, loving presence too, right? We don't just push it away and say, get out of here, ego, you're a problem. No, we honor it. We say, hey, I get it. I know this fucking sucks. I get it. We hold that part of ourselves when we're going through it. Sometimes this reality is amazing for the ego, and sometimes it sucks. But for your spirit, your soul self, this reality is always, it's just always exactly what it came here for in every moment. It's always, because your soul came here to grow in consciousness and to serve a mission and to help this earth realm transform into eventually an incredible heaven realm. Can you imagine heaven in form? Oh, there's the chills right there. It's like heaven in form. That's fucking incredible. And that's what we're doing. And it may take who knows how many more years, but that's where we're going. It can't be helped. It's already done in a sense too. It's already done. The light has already prevailed. We're just living out that story. You know, we're just living out that script that's already been written. So your stories, and that is kind of like ties in to end this. That ties into what the Divine Father was telling me. Like, your scripts have already been written, son. You were always going to encounter this darkness. There was, you know what I mean? It's like, you were always going to encounter whatever you're experiencing right now. It was always meant for you. So don't doubt it. Know it's here for your highest growth. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Okay. That's enough. I love you all so much. Thanks for bearing witness to this video and being here on this earth realm with me during these times and doing this work. You are all so valued, so loved. And I really appreciate your support. I'll try to keep some Patreon videos going and fill in that space with energy and support. And yeah, feel free to check that out if it calls. Okay. Namaste.